so true. Absolutely. So you started with life, you ended up going into, you spoke, your path was to move into being a financial advisor. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really, your focus now, helping with the retirement and security planning. What is it that sparked that? And why do you feel that that's so important, for more people to pay attention to?
Uh, you leave money on the table when you don't have your security license. You have people that will give you their investments before they give you life insurance. I know it's backwards. I still don't know the reason why. And so I learned early on, if I'm just a one trick pony and all I can offer is one product, that guy or that young lady that's going to come in there that has the full array of packages, they can show you how to use your investments to pay for your life insurance. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I can't do that currently where I'm sitting at. So I had to get the skill set. You want to have the tools in your toolbox to be competitive.
Yeah.
I look at athletes. Perfect example. If you look at a D2 school versus a D1 school, the difference is not the athletes, it's the facility and the resources that they have. And so if we're going to be in this industry, it's great to get started off with life insurance because it will teach you the basics, the bread and butter. But as you grow, you're going to have to be able to evolve and be able to have a full package. So as your clients grow, you want them to grow with you as they have their marriages, first kids, jobs and things of that nature. You want to be right there with them so you're growing with them.
Yeah. Do you find that, on the security side, that you mentioned that on the client side, it's easier for people to grasp, hey, take this retirement and make it multiply. Obviously, because I guess life insurance, you feel like you're spending money. Your retirement investment, you say, hey, I'm making money on that. Although, you're still leveraging life insurance as an asset as well, which is important, for people to understand. On the recruiting side, do you feel that it's a more difficult conversation for someone to be interested in the security side, or do you find that it's an easy transition for someone to go from being life focused into a full-fledged advisor such as yourself?
I think it's easy to go from life on into a full-fledged. And let me tell you, full-fledged advisor. Let me tell you why. Life insurance is probably one of the hardest jobs that we have. People know they need coverage, but they think, well, I have a job. That's one thing the pandemic has highlighted. I got coverage at work. Well, work isn't here anymore, so you have to have it on your own. With the way with companies are doing away with pensions now. Our parents had pensions.
Yeah.
Not many companies have pensions still. So you look at it, I tell people, if you have life insurance, it's going to teach you how to get referrals. It's going to teach you how to call people, how to deal with objections and things like that. And now once you transfer into the security side, I think it's just a natural progression. I would challenge, if you look at all the big carriers, look at some of their top producers. Majority of the investment guys have a life insurance background. And I say guys, and I mean no harm by it, but it is what it is. But no, yes. Our industry is dominated by so many men. I feel like women will do a better job than us. They just, it's some good women that are great at this role, but it's just, we only recruit men,
Yeah. So sisters, listening, the queens who are out there, get your securities license as well. Interesting stat that I found, actually my assistant found it and posted it on our page. 60% of the insurance workforce. Now this is including all positions, not just, agents and advisors. 60% of the insurance workforce are women, believe it or not. So all you got to do is just, take the experience that you're already applying in whatever field and go ahead and get what do you need to get to have the securities license? Is it the Series 6? Which license do you need?
Well, 6 and 65 are going to probably, or 7 and 66 going to probably be. So you want to be able to go into the managed money. That's where the industry is going. They're going towards where it's managed money, not too many upfront sales charges. I don't want to get too technical on that, but those are the basic ones I would recommend getting. That gives you all the tools in your toolbox to be able to be successful. That's what I would recommend to start with. Awesome. Let me take a step back. You made a good point about women. Women are natural caregivers. Women buy majority of life insurance. Women, I saw a study by Limber a couple of years back that said women by the year 2030, women will manage 80% of the wealth because men don't live as long. So all that wealth transferred to the woman. So I always tell, advisors, you need to make sure you meet with the couple and have a decent relationship with the wife, because when the husband transitions, she's going to go to someone that she's comfortable with, and it won't be you.
Right. Right. Hence, I mean, you're working with my wife and I, so you said that's exactly what you said. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. So let's take a pause. I'm gonna come back to that because there's more questions I want to ask you in regards to the securities aspect. But I want to go back prior to insurance. I heard you mention, basketball. And I know you played pro ball, overseas as well. I want to go way back, man. I want to go way back to childhood. So when you were growing up, and maybe I know the answer to this already, I don't know. What did you want to be when you grew up? I know it wasn't a financial advisor. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Man, like any kid growing up I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Played sports. Basketball was my passion. I wanted to go to the league like everybody else. And if I didn't want to go to the league, I guess the next cool thing was like, well, I guess I'll be a lawyer. That's what everybody wanted to be, was either a lawyer or athlete. And but I'm thankful for my experience of playing basketball, because basketball took me all over the world, and it opened my eyes to see different things, different people, different cultures, and you start to value people different. You realize that the world is bigger than your silo.
Yeah.
You think this is all I have is my community. Now it's so much more out here. Every city is mimic each other, but if you don't travel, you don't know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to play ball, man. And it took me to school for free. Right. It took me to school for free. I played professional overseas. Only 3% of the people in the world can ever call themselves professional. And so whether you play one day or 30 years, I did it, and I had a great time, man.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's a correlation between the insurance. I would say really any entrepreneurial path, right? Yeah. Any path where you have to be self-motivated and focused and disciplined, and I see that intersect a lot with the insurance industry. So, in your words, I mean, how do you see the connection between having been a professional athlete? I mean, even if it was a collegiate athlete, right? Even if it just stopped there, or even high school, right? Just that environment. How do you see the connection between that and a career in insurance? Or do you see a connection between the two?
Absolutely see a career. Like right now, this is the off season. It's summertime. In our industry, everybody started going on vacation. In June and July, my kids are graduation. July, I'm on vacation. August, we're trying to get the kids ready for college. Get with me after Labor Day. That becomes the language that you hear a lot from your client. So this is like our off season. And in the off season, you got to put the work in. You got to start looking at like, okay, what market do I want to be in next year? Or let me look at my book of clients right now. Who can I call and try and get referrals? How can I get better on my skills? Playing sports, you have to work. It's not just game time. You have to put the practice in. And many times as professionals, we forget to practice. I still go over my openings. I still work on my closings because even though it's habitual and it's second nature to me, you still want to make sure you get better. I learned this saying in high school: proper preparation and practice prevents poor performance. Let me give it to you one more time.
Yeah.
Proper preparation and practice prevents poor performance. And so it's the same way in our world. As an athlete, you've taught, things not going to always go your way. You're going to miss a shot. You're going to turn the ball over. How do you respond? And so I tell this to new agents, when you don't get the close, it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, or they get declined, how do you respond?
Yeah.
That's when you got to come back. Getting the win is easy. Getting the client is the easy part. It's servicing the clients and building the relationships with the clients, which is what will last a long time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you don't get that close, if you're not getting the sell, hey, you're thickening your skin.
Right.
You're getting tougher for the next go round. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. We can add an extra P in there. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Right. I didn't know. I thought this was a family show. I didn't want to say piss poor on, on the show, man.
Sometimes you gotta emphasize it, you know. So